Hi, I'm Tyler Elkink. I'm a computer programmer in Medicine Hat, Alberta. About last year, I went to Malawi in southeastern Africa. In Malawi, about 90% of the population is engaged in subsistence farming, which means that on any given day, on average, they'll make enough money to eat that day. Not the next day, just that day. It's when you see those commercials with the kids that are starving and there's flies and people die of diseases we've had cures for 200 years, malaria. That's what Malawi's like. I mean, there's 500,000 people, cities, and things are better there. But you get down to the southern section of Malawi, in the Bangula region, for example, where the Tiamiki Mulungu Center is, and there's not so much with the population centers or the money or the food. There's a lot of desert. There's a lot of poor people. There's a lot of suckage. So when I was down there, I saw a lot of kids, over 100 kids at this Tiamiki Mulungu Center. It's kind of an orphanage. The kids there, most of them have at least one surviving parent. But because of how subsistence farming works, if you've got a couple, right, a mom and a dad goes out and works 12 or 14 hours a day. Mom either stays home and takes care of the kids, or she goes out and collects firewood to save money so they don't have to spend money on charcoal. And dad'll come home with just enough money to buy food, and they'll eat that day. And they don't have enough money for the next day. Dad has to go out again. And things kind of suck. And so what'll happen is, because they die of diseases that we've had cures for 200 years, one of them will catch malaria, for example, and then die of it. And the surviving parent, and sometimes the other parent doesn't die, sometimes they'll leave, sometimes other circumstances will happen, but one of the parents is out of the picture. And the other parent, they don't have the option of taking care of their kid. If they want to eat, if they want their kid to eat, they have to go out and work a 12 or 14-hour day. They have no ability to take care of their kid for 12 or 14 hours, and their kid is 1 or 2 or 3 years old. Can't take care of themselves. So they don't have an option of just leaving the kid or getting a babysitter. So what they'll do is, if they can, they go to a close family member, and they leave the kid with a close family member, and they go out to work, and they'll come back with the money and sort of contribute it to the household. Or if they don't have a close family member, they'll have an extended family member, and the extended family member will take care of the kid, and they'll go out and work and bring money back to the household. But sometimes they don't even have that. And what they'll do then is they'll go to the Tiamiki Mulungu Center and say, I can't provide for my child. I can't feed or clothe my child. I don't have that ability. But I love my child, and I want them to survive and prosper. So what Tiamiki Mulungu does is they take care of the kids. Whenever the parents can make it up to the center, they're welcome to come and hang out with their kids. It's just that most of them can't afford the trip much, you know. So they've got 100 kids there in an environment where grade 4 education is considered pretty good, where making $1 a day is pretty average. And these kids are getting fed enough food. I mean, it's not great food. It's nsima and boiled kale, which is not as tasty as it sounds. It's very ethnic in that third world sense, or 2/3 world, whatever they're calling it now. I've had nsima and kale, which is what these kids eat, and it's not tasty. But it's about 100 times better than what everybody else in the region is getting, because it's enough, and it's got all the vitamins they need, and they can grow. And so the kids that are at the TMC, the Tiamiki Mulungu Center, they have enough food to eat, and it's nutritious food. And it's not candy bars, but it's a whole lot better than being hungry. And they get an education. People will come volunteer for a year to teach. High school graduates from Commonwealth nations like Canada will come for a year, or Scotland will come for a year and teach. And because they're high school graduates, they're qualified in Malawi to teach grade 1 to 12. So these kids are getting grade 12 educations in an area where grade 4 is considered doing pretty well, and they've got a freshwater well that they can drink water out of, and they've got latrines, and they've got showers, and they've got beds and roofs and doors, and these things are astonishingly rare in the region. They've got hope, which is more than a little rare in that region. Malawi's doing okay. I mean, they're seeing really good growth in their economy. It's just that when you're starting from so low, 5-10% growth every year in your economy is great, but it still means that after 10 years you're still kind of low, So southern Malawi, which is in worse condition than a lot of the rest of Malawi, people are still subsistence farming. So that TMC basically gives parents hope and gives kids hope and gives kids an education, and they educate them right up to grade 12. I mean, the parents, it's not like the parents can come back after 5 years and say, well, I got promoted. It's still subsistence farming. The kids are pretty much there to stay. I mean, if the kids can go back to their parents, Will and Pam, who run TMK, they're delighted for the kids to go back to their parents, because that means they can go back to their family, and that's what they want. But often that doesn't happen. So Will and Pam do what they can, and they give these kids an education and food and clothing and a roof over their heads and hope. So I mean, that's sort of a sob story, and I'm not really one for emotionalism, but that's facts. So because I'm a computer programmer, I like to solve problems, and I can't solve the problem of hunger in Africa, much as I'd like to, but I can solve a problem that's within my reach. So to sort of shift gears for a second, you may notice, if I pull back a bit here, I have a beard. I have a long and fluffy beard, and it's red and curly, and people notice it a lot. And kids remark on it when I'm in the supermarket, and my friends call it glorious and manly, and compliment me on it quite a bit, and it's kind of a boost to the ego. But between my beard and the hope those kids in Malawi get, I would say that the hope those kids in Malawi get is way more important than my beard. So I want to raise money for the TMK Mulungu Center, TMC, because they run entirely on donations. Will and Pam run the place. When I say they run the place, I mean Will and Pam run TMC, and Will and Pam live in TMC, and when shopping needs to be done in the big city, they'll take their barely running truck and drive it to the big town, the big city of Blantyre, 500,000 people, well, a little more than 500,000 people, and they'll get what they need, or they'll pick up guys like me from the airport, and they'll drive back down over roads that foreign nations had to pay for, because Malawi doesn't really have the money to build infrastructure like that yet. And they'll drive guys back from the airport down to TMC, and they'll do the interviews with new teachers and that sort of thing. So they don't work for a living in the sense that they bring money in. They run the center. That's their job. Money comes from everywhere else. People donate to TMC to keep the place running. What I'd like to do is trade my beard for money to keep TMC going. So to raise that money, if we can get $5,000 donated to the TMK Mulungu Center, I will shave this beard off, which I don't think is a great personal sacrifice to me, given what it could do for the kids. But my beard is an obvious thing for people to see, and it catches a lot of attention. And this is a way for me to turn that attention into a practical good for, honest to goodness African kids. So I've got everything set up on the Beard4Malawi website. That's BEARD 4 MALAWI.com, beard4malawi.com. Every week I'm going to try to do an update with how much we've raised. I'm going to try to do a video at least every 2 weeks, hopefully more often. And I would like you guys to do two things. If you've got money, $10, $20, more if you've got it, 50, 100, 2,000, whatever you got. If you've got spare cash, there's a donate button. It should be, if you're viewing this on the Beard4Malawi website, right up there above my head is a link that says donate, and that gives you the explanation of how the money works and where to click to donate it. When you're donating, make sure you select Beard4Malawi so that we can track how much money is being raised by this fundraiser, so we know when we've hit the $5,000 mark. So donate if you can, and that's starting on Tuesday the 1st. So this is going up Friday the 20th, I think. Yeah, this is going up Friday the 20th, and it's going to be Tuesday the 1st that the actual stuff kicks off. I just wanted this video up to sort of get people excited about it. Start donating on the 1st. That's when everything is going to be set up to start tracking donations and stuff. But until the 1st, what you can do is share this video. Share the Beard4Malawi website. Follow the Beard4Malawi Twitter account. You subscribe, register on the Beard4Malawi WordPress to leave comments. Twitter, Tumblr, click like for Facebook stuff. The whole social media frou-fra. And whether or not you donate, if you get one or two people looking at this page and thinking that this is a good idea and forwarding it to their friends and forwarding it to their friends, I'd like to focus, at least to start, on my friends. And I know that my friends are good, decent people who, as North Americans, have thousands of times more money than Malawians do, and who generally, I've got some friends who are broke students, but a lot of us have $20 that we're not going to be using in a month, or that we can go without grande macchiato latte whippy things for a couple of weeks, or for a week, depending on how often we drink them, and trade that up for doing some good for kids in Malawi. So whether or not you want to donate, share the information. Tell your friends about it, and tell them why you think it's important. I'm going to link this YouTube video to some other YouTube videos from my own personal account of some stuff in Malawi, interviews with the kids, and sort of a tour of the area, a tour of the grounds of Malawi, and a church service. If you're not religious, that's cool. I don't think the kids care that much whether it's atheist corn they eat, or Christian corn, or Muslim corn. They just really would like some food. And Will and Pam will feed them that food no matter where the money comes from. But Will and Pam are Christian. If that makes you uncomfortable, I'm sorry. You should start your own non-Christian campaign in Africa. But until that point, give the money to them, and they'll make sure the kids are fed, and you'll be participating in that. So I've got videos of a church service, which includes a lot of singing in southeastern African style, which the video is kind of lousy, but and sounds kind of lousy, but it gives you a good feel of what joy and hope they have, even though their circumstances are among the worst in the world. So I've told you about donations, yeah, when you do the donations through, the money goes, I don't touch the money. What happens is you are going to be donating to the Great Commission Foundation, and they're a registered charity, so it'll count for tax credit at the end of the year. And they take the money, and they can take the money under the Beard4Malawi heading, right? I don't get that money. That money goes to the Great Commission Foundation, and it use the Beard4Malawi thing just so we can track how much money is going in through this fundraiser. Great Commission Foundation takes the money and then sends that right on to the Tiumeki Mulungu Center. And if you don't want to give to the Beard4Malawi thing and you want to give to the Tiumeki Mulungu Center, that's in the little drop-down list they've got too. So you click on the donate button on the 1st or later, 1st of May, 1st of May up to the 1st of July, and you'll see the link there, and that'll bring you to the Great Commission Foundation's donation page. And the money you donate, you don't get it back if we don't get to $5,000, because why would you want it back? It's not like Kickstarter. It's not a pledge drive. It's the donation drive. So if you've got $20 to spend now, do it. If you've got $20 you can spend 2 months from now, do it then. 6 months from now, well, the donation drive will be over, but that doesn't stop you from contributing to the Tiumeki Mulungu Center. So yeah, tweet it, like it, donate between the 1st of May and the 1st of July. And if we get to $5,000, I will shave this beard right off and post the video of it, and you can all gasp at what mysterious things lie beneath, like a chin, at least one chin, and a jawline, and possibly a kitten. There have been kittens in this beard before. So I think that's everything I wanted to talk about.